Hey everyone, Icey here, and I know that this video is posted a little later than I wanted it to be because about like a month ago, we have reached our very first milestone. We have now officially hit 10K subscribers. Guys, this is incredible. Like, when I first started doing this for the past 2 months or so, we had maybe what, I don't know, 20, maybe 30 subscribers tops for 2 months. But then when the second that the I Am Safe series and the Nico series came out, exploded to maybe 1,000 to 2,000, and now 7 to 8 months later, we have now officially reached 10K. That is insane, guys. Thank you so much. And I know that by the time this video is coming out, that it is a little bit more because, as some of you know, my desktop for the past 3 weeks or so has been out of commission. So this is kind of really behind. This happened a month ago, and now it's only now being recorded. But yeah, I think for the very first milestone, I put it on the community tab for you guys to ask any Q&A questions. See what all you are curious about, what goes inside the mind of Icey. It is a very dark place. It is a very weird place, I will tell you that. So if you are expecting cool, competent answers, you might want to click away. Alright then, so, and also, I'm not going to be doing this in any specific order, and because some of you have said that you don't want your names or anything blurted out. So thankfully for you guys, I am too lazy to actually screenshot every single question I get, but I shall indeed try to read it to the best of my ability and answer to the best of my ability. But once again, thank you guys so much, and I'll go ahead and start with the very first question. And again, no real order, I'm just reading it as is. Okay. For the very first question is, Icey, congrats for reaching your first milestone. Totally deserve it. And speaking of Q&A, I have a couple questions. Do you have any more planned for another character? And what inspired you to do some audio roleplay series? Okay, for the two questions. For the very first one is yes. Outside of the Delinquent series or the Nico series, Season 2, I do have a few more characters lined up and some ideas that I have going down the line. But I have at least 2 right now that I have planned, but nothing is written down. But because I kind of just want to finish Season 1 of the Delinquent series before I do literally anything else. But just know that I do have 2 more planned. But part of me wants to say it, but I also don't want to give away too many spoilers. So that's but just know that I'm also going to be sneaking in some Nico or Neko based content within that. So it's because I know that a lot of you are oh, I want more Nico, or Neko. Okay, the character's name is Nico, but his species is Neko. But alright then. And what inspired me to do audio roleplays? Very few things that inspired me to do this is first off, one of my friends, because I was doing voiceover stuff before I even started the channel, wanted me to collab with her for an audio roleplay thing that she was doing. She set up a casting call, I auditioned, and she wanted me to play this other character, and because we wanted to kind of go back and forth to, I guess it wasn't really much of an, she was doing an ASMR thing herself, but that never really got into it. But because of that, I actually got into like saying, what exactly is ASMR? So before I even auditioned, I kind of did some research and seeing what exactly it was, and especially what an audio roleplay series was, especially like ASMR roleplay. So I did some research and I came across a few channels, and needless to say, I was immediately hooked. And the potential for that was definitely interesting, and I eventually ended up like subscribing and listening to the stuff on my own. Even though what I did for the collaboration thing never went through, I did end up listening to the stuff. One of which was Cozy ASMR. Definitely one of the first. Definitely good. Go check her out. She's amazing. But then also different ones started popping up, like say Bumblebee Audio, and like several others that also did, like say Aloe Vera, one of the very first ones that I saw in terms of like character role plays. I think she did like say like the My Hero Academia stuff, and all the potential and the voice acting that went along with that was also amazing. So I definitely saw like a potential there too, but that was in terms of listening to it. But in terms of actually making it, that actually happened for one of the other audio role plays that I listened to. Her name is Saturn. Some of you know as Saturn role plays, that I've actually done art commissions for, or one audio commission. Not audio, art commission. And I'm actually in one of her servers, her Discord server, and one time she actually was sick. And I, being a fan of hers and, go DMing, one time I actually did think like, okay, what can I do to make her feel better? Part of me was just like, well, I have my own studio, I have a mic, I have my own stuff. One thing I could possibly do is maybe I should give a shot at doing an audio roleplay. So I did like a comfort sick audio roleplay thing, like for her while she was out sick. She had COVID. So after that, when she got back with me, she was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And sooner or later, I got a taste for it, and then boom, I am now making audio roleplays now. Okay, then. Hope that answers the question. Next one. Congrats for reaching your milestone. Seriously, you deserve it. This is not the same person, I swear. You deserve it for being the best. And my main two questions are, what inspired you to start voice acting? And did you ever think you would make it this far? Well, to answer the second question, which is very easy, I did not think I would make it this far. In fact, I am still dumbfounded that it has gotten this high in this short amount of time. So thank you guys so much again. And what inspired you to do voice acting? That is also going to be a longer question, or longer answer for that question. What started it for me was it was back in 2015. And I was originally, in terms of content creation, I was planning on becoming an animator before I even started acting, at like period. Because, I am an artist, but I originally wanted to become an animator before anything else. But when I did end up like making my own animation, like doing the background, doing the timing and stuff like that, and when I finally published them, I made two different animations when I was like learning Flash and stuff. But when I realized the amount of time and work that went into a single animation and the amount of feedback and views that I got showing that no one was really watching it, so I was like, this is not working for me. But then when I reached out to the voice actors that I made for the animation, because I myself was not a voice actor at the time, because I needed people for the animation, but I didn't have a mic. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I reached out. And two of the people that I got for the animation was one of them for the male character. His name is Blake Swift, otherwise known as Shady Vox. And the other you might know as Kira Buckland, which you might know her for as 2B from Nier Automata or Jolene Cujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I got those two for the animation, but then when I was going back and forth with Shady, I kind of realized that he did not have, like, say, he didn't have to go to a studio in order to record all of this. No, I realized that he did all of this stuff from his home. Like, he made his own mic, he had his own interface, and he did all of that from the comfort of his own home. And I was like, wow, you could actually do that? And so the first thing that came to my mind is, I guess I don't have to, like, go to LA or go to Texas or go out into a studio in order to record this kind of stuff. So I was like, okay. So I kind of gave it a shot. I bought my very first mic, even got like a little like foam shield, and then I started like recording. And the very second that I hit the record button and hit the playback, everything changed. It's like I saw like the code in the Matrix, or like seeing like the 2001: A Space Odyssey thing. Like, oh my god, a new world opened up for me. Like, I was hooked immediately. So I started auditioning like crazy. I sent enough to different ones like Behind the Voice Actor, Casting Call Club, all sorts of different things that I could be able to find, like indie-based projects, because that's what you can mostly do when you don't live in those cities. And even nowadays, because of like home studio recording, because of what happened with like COVID and stuff, that more studios were having like more in like at home recording sessions, it opened the floodgate for like all sorts of different creative projects. And since then, up until now, I've been doing it. I've done like sorry. I've been doing a handful of animations, indie games, commercials, fan dubs, webtoon dubs, audiobooks, audio dramas, and it only started until this year, back in March, late March, that I actually started this channel. So, yeah, that's pretty much what inspired me to start voice acting. And that's my kind of my journey, if you will. So yeah, like I said, longer detail. All right, next question is, found your channel about 3 weeks ago from Roleplay and Chill's channel as a feature, and I'm so glad I decided to check your stuff out. I can't wait to hear more content from you. The Delinquent series is my favorite, and I've listened to it over and over. Still intrigued as to why the listener has bruises on their arm and are looking for another audio. Gotta read more. And congratulations on 10K. Here's to another 10K. And I just realized that that was not a question. I am so sorry. But thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Next one is congratulations, Icey. Woohoo! So happy you reached a well-deserved milestone. If I'm not too late for the Q&A, here are my questions. What is your favorite season and why? What's your favorite childhood movie? What's your go-to comfort food when it comes to having a bad day? Thank you so much, and congratulations once more. Okay, favorite season and why is fall. Mainly because I am naturally like warm-blooded, and I do not like the heat. Summer is my least favorite season because I sweat like a pig, and I burn way too easily. I think that's shows you where I'm going with this, but I'd say like fall is like for me the optimal temperature. Like I like the colors that the leaves turn into. I like having like hot beverages despite the fact that I don't like the heat. like hot chocolate or apple cider, and it's just like an optimal temperature for me. Like, it's not too cold, but it's not too warm, and it's just like, it's like a comfort weather for me. Plus, I get to break out my hoodie. My trademark hoodie. I'd say winter is a close second, but I'd say, and then spring, and then summer. But I do not like freezing cold. So, and favorite childhood movie is a tie between The Prince of Egypt and Treasure Planet. Reason why is because if you have not seen The Prince of Egypt, it is one of DreamWorks' best films. It is one of the most epic stories ever. And even to this day, it is still aged phenomenally. It's got epic music, it's got epic characters, it's got epic drama, it's got epic characters, it's got just so much to it that I could be able to talk about that movie for hours. And Treasure Planet is arguably my favorite Disney film, because it was one of the very few times when I saw this like in theaters, and it was just like the time and place when I was less like ready to be amazed by movies. It was like the best movie theater experience that didn't even have to be in 3D. It was like amazing. And see, and what is your favorite comfort food for when you're having a bad day? Favorite comfort food would be like Roll Gold cheddar pretzels. Those are delicious. I will stand by that. And yeah, I could eat the entire bag of that. And let's see here. Congrats, Icey. You deserve so much and amazing work. Let's see. Thank you. Like, I don't want to glance over all, because I'm just reading like the comments as I go, and I don't want to glance over anyone else's stuff and then like saying like, oh, like I'll try reading more of the questions. But okay, here we go. Congrats on 10K. Hooray! Now, here's the question. What got you into doing ASMR content? Do you watch anime? If so, what's your favorite? Do you plan to open up a Discord server? I normally see other ASMR YouTubers that are like most popular as they do that. And that's pretty much it. Pretty basic. And oh yeah, congrats again on 10K, Icey. You've earned it. Okay. 3-part question. What got you into do ASMR content? I think I already kind of answered that I think that was the very first question on the event. So I don't want to invalidate any of the people who are asking the question, but I also don't want to make this like over like 3 hours long. So yeah, pretty much just to summarize, what got me into it was my friend, she was doing a collab. I got cast in it. Then I figured out what exactly ASMR is. And now I'm doing it. Let's see, and do you watch anime? The answer is yes. If so, what is your favorite? I have a lot of favorites. The very first ones that I ended up seeing was Dragon Ball Z and or Dragon Ball. And some of it was also like the Pokemon anime. I grew up on that one. And when I watched Pokemon, the first movie, and Pokemon 2000, I waited in a line that was like all the way out to the parking lot to see that movie. It was it was really big at the time. But yeah, I really like anime, and there are a handful of favorites that I still have, but I'd say like Dragon Ball Z is the one that kind of sticks with me throughout the entirety of it. Let's see here. And now, congratulations, Icey. You deserve every one of the subscribers and more. I am so happy for you. Crying sad face. Thank you for your questions. Where do you get your information? Or where do you get inspiration for your videos from? Pretty much like not only like watching like other ASMR content creators that I enjoy listening to, but also because, you know, I'm trying to like establish like say different character archetypes and seeing what people want to see and what they like seeing, and seeing what I can be able to add to it. And like, or even if I'm like, say for the Nico series, that is technically not mine. That belongs to Mystery Vex. So if I do not have any ideas for future videos, I would normally go to, like, say, Script Haven on Reddit and see if I can find, like, a public script, and she was one of the script writers. So if you enjoy the Nico series, I definitely recommend checking her out. Either following on Twitter or donating to her Ko-fi or coffee. I know it's coffee. I don't know why I said Ko-fi. Coffee. But yeah, also the inspiration for, like, the character designs and stuff, that varies from whatever, because like, I can't take inspiration for like Nico because he's technically not my character, but different ones, like, say, the Delinquent, like Damon, or Zenny. I think that was, like, the two characters that I've made originally for the channel so far. Basically, like, the Delinquent is basically based off of Matt Damon's character / Dante from Devil May Cry. He's, like, just a titular, like, tough guy. Or even, like, also, like, Jack from the Jack and Daxter series. That's where technically his voice came from. And also Zenny is kind of just like a full model humanized version of Clank from Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, that's pretty much where I get my inspiration from. Congrats on your milestone. You totally deserve it and more. Thank you. Congrats, man. And Q&A. I've seen a bunch of indie authors starting a branch into producing audio format for their work. Would you ever consider doing audio book / drama work for published clients? And the answer is yes, I actually have done that before. There are a few audio dramas and audio books that I have done in the past that is on my personal account. And unfortunately, I don't feel comfortable sharing my personal account as of right now, but maybe sometime in the future. But the short answer is yes, I have done audiobooks in before. And if anyone ever wants to reach out for me to do any more, like, audiobooks or dramas or collabs or anything, my DMs are open. Okay, next question is, and I'm glad to be one of those people. Thank you for being amazing and making us videos. I love them so much that I would go back and listen to them. I'll rewatch them all, especially right before I go to bed. They help me sleep, and sometimes I fall asleep while listening. Thank you. Again, I am mostly just reading the comments as I go. I'm not really. I probably should have wrote this ahead of time, but no. This is raw and icy, raw and uncut. Let's see here. And any updates on? Oh, congrats, Icey. Well deserved. Questions. Any updates on the Nico series? I knew that one was coming. How many parts does the Delinquent series have? Will we ever get to see Gina in the series in the future? Okay. For the Nico series, one video is actually planned to come out this Sunday. So there's that. And still working on getting the Delinquent series done before I do anything with the Nico series. And again, whatever I do has to be ran by Vex first before I do anything, because again, that's her character. And if I do anything with, RC, I want to make sure that I give the author proper credit, because I do not want to take any credit or make content that is, like, essentially stealing from the author. So I got to make sure that if I do anything with Nico or the I Am Safe series, I have to run that by her first. And how many parts does the Delinquent series have? I was originally going to make it the same length as the Nico series, like 13 parts. However, because part 7 was more of like a gap series, was like a gap episode, like a filler episode, because I kind of had a writer's block for when I wanted to make part 8. So so another part is most likely going to be added to it. So if I were to make an estimated guess, let's see here, hold on. I'd say maybe 14 to 15 parts total for season 1. Yes, it is technically longer than the Nico series, but there was a lot of stuff because I had been working on the the concept for this for a long time, even before I wanted to even start the channel. So there's a lot of story to get through for that one. But yeah. And will we ever get to see Gina in the series in the future? The answer is yes. Hopefully, GGX Hunter agree. Like, she had already agreed, if she ever did make another appearance, if I could just contact her. And hopefully she says yes again. And firstly, congrats. But secondly, for your Q&A, to pick any of the questions or not at all, what made you want to start the channel? And what is an audio you would be excited to do? And I've got to read more. Let's see. How are you this year in general? And what are your 2 favorite foods? Okay. Let's see if I can bullet point this without going like 15 minutes per question. See, what made you want to start the channel? Pretty much after my friend introduced me to the world, the rabbit hole of ASMR roleplays. I kind of got inspired to do it because, not only because of all the different ASMRs that I personally enjoy listening to, but I think I even said this earlier, but just to make sure that I'm still answering questions on beat, is when Saturn got sick, I personally made her a personalized ASMR to see if I can be able to like dip my feet into the water, because even though that I have done voiceover work in the past, voice or ASMR stuff was a little something that I was a little new to. So I had no idea what I was going. But it was for a friend and as a fan, and I was just like, you know what? If it doesn't, it's like a get well gift. It's not something I'm expecting her to be like, oh, no, oh, this is like you don't hand someone a bowl of like soup or medicine and then go like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, but it actually did. From what she told me, she was really glad about it, and she even mentioned it in like another video, and I was like, I guess it actually did help. And so then I was like, hey, what if I started my own channel? Like, if I can be able to do this, then I don't see why I couldn't be able to do it. So, and what is an audio would you be excited to do? Normally, like one of the audios that I was most excited to do, I think I've already gotten a chance to do it, was the online friend confession thing, because that was like the most personal piece that I have put on this channel. Like, if I were to like, just because it was one of the first outlets that I was able to actually use to actually express what I was feeling in that regard, and didn't really find the courage to actually send that to that person or to her. And so this was like the most cathartic thing I could do. So like, I think if I were to say like what audio would I be excited to do in the future, I would say most likely just a few more stuff that I have planned down the line, and maybe with the people that I want to collab with in the future. And let's see, how are you this year in general? I'd say decent. I'd say, especially with how the channel's grown throughout the year, I would say it's definitely pretty good. And see, what are your 2 top favorite foods? I would say chicken fettuccine Alfredo, and let's see here, and and I want to say pizza, but I don't know. I'm 2 top favorite foods. One of them is definitely chicken fettuccine Alfredo. And then the second one is, I would say taco Doritos. Not Doritos Locos Tacos, but like actual like hamburger meat on the bed of like Doritos, topped it off, and then top it off with cheese. Or even like a walking taco. That would definitely be my go-to. Okay. So next, Icey, I am so glad you reached 10K subs. You totally deserve it. Congrats, man. My question is, how old are you? I'm asking because your vocal range with Nico and Damon, and it made me wonder as such. Only answer if you're comfortably wanting to. That one, I'm afraid I don't want to give an answer to as of right now, because I'm afraid if I give like too much information as to how old I am, or any other like really personal info, like you're totally fine to ask the question. I'm not going to be like offended, like, how dare you ask how old I am? That is something you never asked. No, it's fine, but as of right now, I don't feel comfortable revealing my age. But I will say, for the sake of like saying like, oh, are you a minor? The quick answer is no, I am not. I am above the age of 20. I will say that. Keep that in mind. You could take that to the bank. I'm at least over the age of 20. So if you're wondering like oh, am I having like romantic feelings for these characters and the person isn't even above age, I am above age. So you can rest easy. Even Nico, he is technically 19. Keep that in mind. I know it's hard to believe of how small he is and how oh, a child is, how very small and sweet and childish and he sounds. But no, trust me, he is above the age of consent. As am I. Now, congrats on reaching 10K subscribers. I've been with the channel for 4 months and we're all proud of you. Thank you. Next one is, love your content and you're amazing. Aw. My question, how long have you been doing YouTube? When did you want to become a voice actor? And what time did you discover your ability to portray different voices? Okay, how long have you been doing YouTube? Since late March this year. Let's see, when did you know you wanted to be a voice actor? It was mid 2015. That was like in early August of 2015. And what time did you discover your ability to portray different voices? Well, see, I've always even before I even wanted to do like voice acting and different stuff like that, I always ended up quoting, like when I was younger, and even still to this day, I still quote different movies or shows or videos with that same voice. So if I'm quoting stuff from, like, say, SpongeBob, I would be like, what makes you think you could be Dirty Dan? I'm dirty. I'd say I'm Dirty Dan. Like quoting stuff from SpongeBob. Like, no, stop, Patrick. This isn't the carnival. Those are hooks. Mr. Krabs says they're really dangerous. I sense no danger here. Or even like Like even like say Sonic the Hedgehog, like Sonic's the name, speed's my game. Or Shadow the Hedgehog. It all started with this, a jewel containing the ultimate power. And all the different stuff that, or even like, Team 4 Stars Krillin. Like, yes, Gohan, I noticed. And on the bright side, I no longer have to pee anymore. Just like, if I find a video or anything, like, I'll immediately try and portray the voices. So that's been embedded in me since the dawn of time. So let's see, like say, hello Icey, my name is, I'm not sure if I should say it. My name is insert person's name here. I have a pretty easy question for you to answer. Yay, easy! When did you first find out you had a passion for voice acting? And P.S. It's only been 2 days since I subscribed to your channel and I already love it. You're awesome. Keep it up with the great work. And I realized I had a passion for it again in 2015, and I have never stopped. And say, congrats on 10K. Well deserved. Amazing videos. Thank you. Let's see. Congratulations, Icey. You've earned it. Questions. How are you? I am fine. What inspired you to start doing ASMRs? A friend. And a fan/friend. And let's see. What are you doing when you're not working on them /ASMR videos? I'm basically doing like regular contract voice acting stuff. Like say if it's animations, indie games and stuff like that. So I have separate voiceover stuff that I do outside of the channel, and then the regular voiceover stuff I do for the channel. Because I can be able to like write a script or like read from a script like once a week, as well as do the artwork and the mixing and editing and stuff, and make that once a week. But I also have different projects and different clients outside of that for my own personal account, so that way I can be able to like reach out to different like animators. But also outside of that, I of course work a full-time job, like not just voice acting, but also just a regular job in general, just to keep like a steady flow of income. Plus also I like to draw and write, as you all know. Occasionally game, but not too much because, you know, this, as well as regular stuff, eats away a lot of my time. Also I've really gotten into like sewing recently. And let's see, also cooking. I definitely like to cook. I like food. Food is good. And listening to music, definitely. And also going to conventions. That's also very fun. And I think that's the only thing I can be able to think of at the moment. And watching movies, Netflix and Funimation or Crunchyroll. That's just watching anime and different stuff in general. I'm a movie buff too. Yeah. See, what do you see yourself doing in a few years' time? Hopefully doing like industry voiceover work as opposed to indie stuff. As well as growing the channel even more so now that you guys have shown like amazing support, and I intend to grow this channel more and more in the future. So in a few years' time, maybe sometime like in the next like 2 or 3 years, maybe we'll hit 100K. I don't know. But also I want to get into industry voice acting, like saying voice acting for, say, Funimation, Crunchyroll, and doing like actual anime, AAA video games, like animated cartoons, just different stuff in general, just to build up the resume, I guess. Plus also moving to said states to actually go and do this professional voiceover stuff. Let's see, what major, minor would you study in college, and what was your favorite subject in school? the thing is that I have never gone to college. I still don't, and I do not plan to. Short answer is, it is expensive, and it eats a lot of my time. If you want more info on that, just watch like part 3 of the Delinquent series to go into detail on that. But I would say if I had to choose a favorite subject in school, because to be honest, full disclosure, I only went to public school once, and that was in kindergarten. The rest of the time, I have been homeschooled, and I have my HSE. That is the extent of my curriculum. But I would say my favorite subject in school is, of course, art and lunch. That is a very close second. And what genre of music do you like to listen to? I would say primarily like gospel. And also punk slash rock, plus because it's kind of like in the genre of like anime openings or K-pop, that kind of stuff, but it's different. Or also like R&B. That is definitely like my dessert of music to listen to, because they're like the soulfulness of it, the way that they can be able to effortlessly hit like whistle notes and do crazy riffs and runs. It's very smooth and buttery, and it's just amazing. But like different genres and music, like say like the Crush 40 Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack, that is my jam. Or even like Nate Wants to Battle's like covers and renditions. That's the kind of genre I normally listen to. Or like say Skillet or Anthem Lights, Set It Off, Casting Crowns, Danny Goki or Torrin Wells. Let's see. Plus also the majority of like anime openings in general. Or also the Kingdom Hearts music. The Kingdom Hearts music is like my lo-fi jam. And like Simple and Clean or Sanctuary and Face My Fears, all the good stuff. Think Twice, all of the music from that game is amazing. So, let's see to you. And what are you looking forward to in the future? Hopefully staying alive. Yes. Plus also doing more, like producing more stuff on the channel and focusing more on my voiceover career, and like maybe even creating like some webtoons in the future, and maybe even some animation stuff in general. You know, outside of just the traditional ASMR. That would be definitely cool. Or even producing a video game and making a video game. That would also be really cool. But that's like something that I would like to happen in the future. I have no idea. I gotta keep my goals like manageable, if that makes sense. Let's see. What are some of the best things about what you are doing? One of the cool things is that it's, as a voice actor, it kind of gives me a sort of sense of freedom, and like saying that, I can be able to voice this, but I don't have to just do voice acting for a client. I can actually just do stuff. I can be able to make my own content. I can be able to actually do stuff without having, like, say, a director saying, like, come back and saying, like, oh, this is great, but can you redo one of these lines and do it in a certain way? Or if I'm auditioning for a project, then I can, I don't have to have like that validation of saying like, oh, I can only be able to play these select few characters because this is what I get cast in as the most. Or, but it just kind of gives you a sense of freedom, that I can be, like, if I were to audition for, like, say, if I am fully convinced that if Nico was, like, made into, like, say, an anime or an animation or a game, and it was posted on, like, say, a casting call, I most likely would not get that. Mainly because cute characters like Nico are usually voiced by women who have like that tomboy-esque voice that they can be able to bring out to them, or really tenor, high-pitched males. Which, for me, I am a baritone. I can be able to go high. I can be able to go high like this. But it definitely has like that very anime-esque. Like, it's not 100% convincing. But because I'm doing my own content, I can be able to play like literally whatever I want. Like, the sky's the limit and I have no limitations. Plus, also, another thing to add is I actually do enjoy responding and connecting with all of you, because this is like every single time I end up getting a comment. If any of you have noticed, I heart every single comment that I get on my videos, because I am just so grateful that you guys even watch the content to begin with. So even if it's a negative comment, which thankfully there aren't a whole lot, so thank you for that. But yeah, also connecting and engaging with you guys, saying like the encouragement that you guys have shown is overwhelming, and I really, really appreciate it. And I really enjoy you guys taking the time to watch the content, because, to be honest, I've been wanting to actually make content, but have never actually had the energy to produce it on a consistent basis or even gain an audience. So the fact that I now have one and I can be able to engage with so many of you as a result, I am very humbled. So both of those are one of the main reasons why I love doing this. And see, what do you think you'll do for your next milestone? I may do another Q&A, but I think more than likely, if I end up going like, say, 20K or 25K or 30K, I may end up opening up a Discord server to show that, because even if someone ends up having, like, say, 100 subscribers or, like, say, 1,000, I don't really think I should do it as of right now, because even though, granted, there are over 10,000 subscribers, that doesn't mean that every single subscriber is going to be going over to a Discord server, because that's a different medium, and it's a different platform, and I don't know how many are going to want to engage on a consistent basis. Like, even though there are 10,000 on the channel, maybe only, like, say, 15 or 30 or so would go over to Discord. But I think I may do that in the future, but I would say also maybe for like 30K or so, I may open up a Patreon to show, like, and for the perks for that would be like early previews of scripts, early concept art and sketches, sneak previews, early previews before the next one even comes out, and also maybe even do some giveaways. I will explain more of that in the future. Let's see here. See, congrats, I'm so proud of you. Question, if you could be anywhere right now, where and why? I would say Texas. Reason why is because that is the mosh pot place if you want to get into anime dubbing, which I do. And I cannot do that where I am right now, but that is where I would want to be. I think that is the fastest question I have ever answered so far. Let's see. Congrats, you deserve it. Yay! What season do you prefer? Fall. Strike that. That was the quickest question. Okay. And congrats, Icey. How did you create your channel name? Mainly from... Have you ever seen the show We Bare Bears? One of the characters is named Ice Bear. He is my favorite character. He is my spirit animal. I love him to death. He is my favorite. I will fight you on a mountain for that. But I'd say I didn't want to be like Ice Bear ASMR or anything. I had to be a little bit more like something that could be uniquely mine, but at the same time like incorporate that, because I do like I said, fall is my favorite season, and I like cold and chill weather like Ice Bear. So instead of like saying like Ice Bear or ASMR or anything, I'd just be like Icey, but not like say like Slurpee Icy. I just like an Icy with a Y. Instead of like Icey, because the point of the channel is just to find a place to chill and relax. Henceforth, the name. Icey, chill, cool, awesome, cold. Yay. And what is your favorite animal? It is Ice Bear. Yes. And congrats. What are your fave thing? What are your favorite thing? What are the thing you dislike the most? Do you have any boundaries that we should be aware of? Do you have a dream career? How many languages do you know? What is your greatest inspiration? No need to answer them all. If you don't feel like it, congrats again. Okay, let's see. What are your favorite thing? Voice acting. And what are the thing you dislike the most? Social anxiety. Do you have any boundaries that we should be aware of? I'd say maybe like my age, location, pretty much date of birth, not knowing my credit card number, or my address, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's about it for that one. Let's see. Do you have a dream career? Yes. Being a industry voice actor. And how many languages do you speak? I do speak a little bit of English. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I apparently have done it good. I mean, there are over 10,000 of you. And hopefully you can understand me. But other than that, I speak no other languages. Though I am trying to learn Russian. And Japanese. So there's that. Let's see here. And what is your greatest inspiration? Pretty much all of my voiceover colleagues and pretty much all the artists and stuff that but if I were to like ask like specifically in terms of voice acting, my greatest inspiration was Blake Swift, Shady Vox, and Kira Buckland. Both of those were my biggest inspiration because they're the ones that got me through the door and say, hey, you can do this. And I'd say in terms of greatest inspiration in terms of art, that would definitely be Draw with Jazzer on YouTube. If you haven't seen him, look him up. He's great. Let's see. And congrats, Icey. You deserve it. I'm really glad I found your channel. You really have a handsome voice and amazing content. Hopefully you get more subs and soon you'll be doing hard. And keep up doing your hard work, Icey. Question. How old are you? How many languages do you speak? What is your favorite food? What games do you play? I've already answered at least 3 of those. So what games do you play? My favorite game is the Kingdom Hearts series. More specifically, Kingdom Hearts 2, The Final Mix. It was like Like, I loved the idea of having, like, playing in Disney-themed characters while participating in the story of the ongoing Disney films. And the original story that went along with it. I really enjoyed the characters. I loved the music, as I've said before. The gameplay, because I was not always a fan of the turn-based RPG systems in, like, say, Pokemon or the Final Fantasy games. I eventually grew to like them in time, but I loved the free-roaming RPG elements that went along with Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts 2 just turned that up to 10, and I love it. Plus also, The Legend of Zelda, love that. Super Smash Brothers, definitely my jam in terms of online play, and Mario Kart. Sonic the Hedgehog. Plus also the Jak and Daxter series, plus also any of the PlayStation era games, let's say Crash Bandicoot. Let's see, the Jak and Daxter series, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, the Uncharted series, and let's see, also like Fire Emblem Three Houses. There is a lot of games that I really, really enjoy, but those are the majority of them. Yeah. Let's see. Congrats. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Let's see. Q&A question. Is it weird to speak and act in different tones for ASMR? And also, would you voice act for small content creators? The answer is yes and yes. But more specifically, is it weird to speak and act in different tones for ASMR? Not really, because that's just the job of a voice actor, is to go into different tones and different pitches, and like saying for different voices, like say for Nico, he's very, very like talks very softly, but also very timid and shy, but also can be very, very excited when he wants to be. And then let's say for Damon, he's usually very very rough around the edges, very let's just say he's very, like, he has a very exhausted tone, but very serious. Kind of sexy, too. Or even, if I have to go even deeper, like, say, for an old man voice, then there you go. It's just, like, in terms of voice acting, it is very helpful to have, like, a level of range for different things, because that can definitely get you, more work through the door. Let's say if there's like more extras in something that you're already cast in, and if you were playing one character but then you also play like a separate character, you gotta want to make sure that you're constantly, making sure that, oh, this is the same character, this isn't the same voice. So that is definitely something that is, my voice is really reliable in that regard. So, but I don't really think that I find it difficult, because I've been doing this for kind of a long time. And would you voice act for small content creators? And the answer is yes. My DMs are open if you want to. Let's see. Congrats. I'm so happy for you. Yay. Congrats. You really deserve it. Yay. Congrats on 10K. I'm glad you're here on the journey. Q&A. Do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have 2. Favorite YouTuber if you have one? That goes to Cozy ASMR. End of story. But in terms of outside of ASMR content, it would be like Team 4-Star, because they're amazing. I love the Dragon Ball Z Abridged series. Any real Abridged series, to be honest. It's very funny. I love that they add in like comedy as well. Sometimes even doing even better than the stories that they're given. Plus also like The Nostalgia Critic. I love the reviews and stuff that goes on. Like, I've been a fan of his for almost a decade. Plus also like Cinema Therapy, plus also The Completionist, Ego Raptor. But I would say in terms of like ASMR content, Cozy is definitely the top of the list. She is queen. Now, what's your favorite season? Fall. Yep. Congrats, yay! Q&A time! Do you have any partner, like a girlfriend, or do you have a crush? First question, no, I do not. Second question, yes, and we'll see where that goes in the future. Let's see, why do you want to do ASMR? Because, mostly because, like I said, it's a medium where I feel like I can, like, voice act / produce my own content without the need for a casting director or a casting call, and I can be able to act without having to answer to. I can be able to have more freedom in that regard. Let's see, who's your favorite artist? Like in terms of like say drawing or music artist, or because there's a lot. Let's see, favorite artist. I would say Jazzer, or there's also Jan Animations. He's also pretty cool in terms of like say digital art and stuff. But plus also there's I can't remember his name. He's the author of Apple Black. He also has a lot of good stuff there. But in terms of favorite like music artist, I would say Skillet for in terms of music, or Crush 40, definitely one. Who is your favorite ASMR creator? That would definitely go to Cozy ASMR. Do you enjoy doing ASMR content? Apparently so. Yes, I do. Will you plan on opening up your own Discord server? Yes. If we ever hit like 20K or 30K, well, I'll definitely have that. Will you leave us in the future? Hopefully not. Hopefully YouTube keeps me around. When do you plan on doing another collab? Very soon. Please sing for us. Well, if you say so. And now, the sweet sounds of Icey ASMR. Thank you for listening to the sweet songs of Icey ASMR. Join us next time where we hear his rendition of Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. You guys asked for it. Let's see. If you were a girl, what would you do? I guess I would pretty much be doing the same, only I would have like, you know, more period cramps and stuff. I guess. Let's see. What is your dream? To do voiceover work professionally and to do it as a full-time job. And do you watch anime? And if you do, what anime do you like, or what is your fave? Thank you for everything I see. Congrats again. You deserve it. Yay. La, 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 la. To summarize that, Dragon Ball Z. I love anime. And yeah, I think I've already answered that question before, but again, I am going through different stuff. Let's see. By the way, if you screenshot this, please blur out my profile pic and my name. Lol. Well, luckily for you, I am too lazy to screenshot and or go over every single name that goes by, because I know for a fact that I will mess it up. So you can thank my laziness for that. Let's see. Congrats. And I'd like to ask, what do you do if you ever get writer's block? Well, the thing about that is that because I get writer's block a lot. I kind of do that thing whenever, you know, like that Squidward gif of him just smashing his head on the register. Yeah, that's me. Or Hiro Hamada from like Big Hero 6, how he just smashes his head on the keyboard and stuff because he's got nothing. Yeah, that's the equivalent. The struggle is real. But I would say what I do when I get writer's block is one or two things. One, I step out because there are different times when I've written something like one or two words or one sentence, and then I could stand there for like 2 hours and still nothing would come. So if that happens, I kind of just take a break, step away from it, and go back to it later, because the more and more stuff that, the more you, ironically, the more you try to focus on it, it just makes the block even harder. So you just, because one thing that I end up doing is that I have ideas for what I want to happen in a story, but normally I struggle with getting there organically, like getting from point A to point B and it just flowing naturally. Like, say, for instance, if I, let's say if I wanted in, like recently in part 8, if I wanted to establish a new character and I wanted Damon to get jealous, and I wanted him to confess, and I wanted him to, like, how I end the episode, I would have to make sure that I get all those points in from point A to point B and try to make it flow. It's like mapping it out, only just trying to find the smaller details to make it look organic. But most of the time that is hard to do, considering that, you know, if you have writer's block, then it's like a rock in your path and you just can't get through it. But also another thing that I do is that at my regular, job outside of like voiceover and stuff in the channel, I would normally think of ideas while I'm at work, because normally like an 8-hour shift goes by and you don't really have anything much to do but think to yourself. So while I'm working, I would naturally think of ideas that I would want to happen, see how I would progress the story, or come up with like little like instances, or sometimes even just improv. And then once I come back to it, like 8 hours later, I would put that on the paper. Also, for my instance, if I get writer's block, the second instance, then I just go to Reddit and find a public script. So yeah, thank you, Vix, for that. If you ever want to know the origin of why I started reading from the Nico series, that is it. I had writer's block. The origin of Nico is there. Let's see. Congrats, Icey. Yay. Congrats on getting 10K. Okay, questions. What made you choose your YouTube name? Is there a meaning behind it, or was it just cool? Does anyone you know IRL know about your channel? And what does water taste like? Well, for my YouTube name, it's basically just Ice Bear with a Y and without the bear. And it's basically the humanized version of Ice Bear, only in anime boy form. Like Isaac from the show, only, yeah, more anime-esque. And does anyone you know IRL know about your channel? Yes, my brother does. And what does water taste like? Well, it tastes wet. Sometimes it tastes like nothing. Sometimes it tastes like salt. More specifically, if you're drinking it from the ocean, which I do not recommend. Or it can taste like toxic waste, depending on where exactly you're at. It can be undrinkable. But, or it could taste like Gatorade if you put that stuff in there. Or it could taste like ice if you freeze it. So yeah, water. It tastes wet. Let's see, at what age did you start doing digital art? And congrats, bro. I started doing that around 2011 because a friend of mine was actually a college professor who was a tech, who specialized in tech, and he actually ended up giving me a free drawing tablet, not like the on-screen tablets, just like the Wacom normal drawing tablets. And so I started to experiment with that, even though I've done like traditional art in the past. This was my first step into doing digital art. And I started drawing, like, say, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I started drawing Johnny and Mavis from Hotel Transylvania. And if you were to see the drawings back then than what I'm doing now, it was bad. It was really bad. You're thinking MS Paint levels of quality. Some people can actually make it look good, though. But for me, for what I had and the skill level that I was, it was terrible. It was really bad. Let's see. Congrats. I'm proud to be a part of that. Thank you. Okay, and listen. I have been listening to the Nico audios on repeat. Also, congrats. And will there be any more of the Nico audios like Nico Boy gets you pregnant, etc.? The Nico audios are my life now. Please respond or don't. It's your choice. You want to know what the ironic thing is? Is that by the time part 4 came around for the Nico series, when it was announced that it was going to be a friends to lovers storyline, practically everyone was against it. Like, because they saw him as like a little brother or like a child, they couldn't really see him as a romantic partner because he acted and had the mentality of a child. But now you guys are asking not only for a wedding by the time part 12 and part 13 and everyone started going around that time. Now you're asking for a wedding. They want to marry this boy. Not only do they want to marry him, but they also want to have his babies. They want him to have babies with the listener. It's weird how that turned out. Well, I'm glad that Vic stuck to her guns, because I did not see this turn coming. You guys are weird. But I still love you. You are still weird, though. Let's see. Let's see. You definitely deserve it, and completely. My question is, what is your favorite anime? My favorite is Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia. Actually, yeah. I actually am caught up on both Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia. Those are in my top 5 of my favorite animes. So, yeah. But my favorite anime is definitely Dragon Ball Z because it's the one I grew up on. Very close second would be I would say the Pokemon anime because I grew up with that one too, but I can't really say for like the current one because I stopped watching after Diamond and Pearl. Let's see here. Yay, Icey, congrats! Hello and congrats on 10K. My question is, how did you come with your stories of your ASMRs? Well, like with the Nico series, it was written by Mystery Vex. Or Vix. And, let's see here. In terms of, like, how I come up with the stories, sometimes, I gain inspiration for, different things around me. Like, say, the Delinquent series is also, if I can keep on track, is whenever I'm watching or listening to like different ASMRists and doing like their role plays, is I tend to see, okay, this is some of the most popular ones, like say if it's a Yandere, or if it's a Delinquent, or if it's a Nico or Neko. I know, I'm confusing the character's name with the actual term. Neko, or an AI, or different ones like that. I try to go for or a vampire one, and go like say, okay, these are the popular archetypes that are in it, and let me see if I can be able to put my own spin on it by the stuff that I like. Let's say, for instance, for Zenny, the android one, is basically a combination of Janet from The Good Place and Clank from the Ratchet and Clank series. Those are the two biggest inspirations when it comes to creating the character and stories that go on to, like, say, him. But for, like, say, the Delinquent series, I guess whenever I do like my own series in particular, is that I take a lot of inspiration and reference from different stories and stuff that I've watched in the past. Like, let's say, for the Delinquent series, he was heavily influenced by Good Will Hunting and Devil May Cry and all the different storylines, or even like Karate Kid also, or Cobra Kai for those who are currently watching that, which I am, and that show is awesome. And like going through those storylines and trying to come up with my own, with like not completely ripping them off, but just adding like little tweaks to say like, oh, this is here, this is there, this is that. Because like some of you may have noticed like from the recent one that there was like a Breaking Bad reference when Damon mentioned like Mr. White. Yeah, Breaking Bad, chemistry, Mr. White. Yeah. You could definitely see where the influence came from. Or even the character's name, Jesse, also referencing Breaking Bad. Plus also, even though Jesse's character design was made by Alex, like the name itself, or the character, I basically got from like Najimi from Komi Can Communicate. You know, the best friend, non-binary character that's always hyperactive and social. So yeah, basically I take influence from different stories that I like in the past and then incorporate them into the stories that I make right now. So hopefully that answers it. Let's see. This is let's see. That's really Let's see. That's really I cannot read this one word because I dead ass came across your channel like last night and I subbed. So congrats. Thank you. Yay, you did it. Who's your inspiration for acting? Cartoons, anime, video game. Also, what's your favorite video game? Two of my biggest inspirations for acting is Shady Fox and Kira Buckland. Like for cartoons, anime, and video games, also your favorite game. That is Kingdom Hearts 2. Let's see here. Icey, congrats on hitting 10K. Maybe I'm a little late. Trust me, I am more late than you. But of course, thank you for making us happy and keep it up. Of course, I have a question to ask. Let's see. Are you going to do another series? How are you? Do you plan to show your face one day? Am I doing another series? Yes, I will eventually do more series in the future. Like, the Nico series and the Delinquent series aren't the only series I have planned. I do have a few series in mind. Let's see. How are you? I am doing good. Thank you very much. Yay! Let's see. Do you plan to show your face one day? No, not initially, but I'm sure someone is eventually going to figure out who I am and then post like, oh, this is Icey. He's insert real name and place and social media stuff here. But for the time being, I don't initially have any plans to show my face. To be honest, the reason why I don't is not because I'm like super shy or anything, or like I'm super afraid like, oh no, you guys know who I am. But it's mostly just because I kind of like the idea of like anonymity. Like no one knows what my face looks like on this channel and I could be anyone. I like the alluring, the illusion that, oh, I look like this, even though in reality I do not have like silver hair, but I do have a white hoodie. That is the one aspect of my character design that is accurate. So short answer is no. Let's see. Congrats, you deserve it. Q&A. How do you change your voice from Nico into Damon voice? Sorry for my bad English. I'm from Indonesia, by the way. Do not worry. I'm also bad at English and I speak the language. And I do this for a living. But yeah, basically it's to be honest, because I've been doing like I do voiceover warm-ups and stuff, like saying like the lip roll thing, like going like or that is definitely a useful exercise to do before recording, and also to kind of gain that range to go from high to low, so that I can be able to go into Nico voice like this by going and going in that very, very high pitch and talking very, very softly. But then when I have to go into Damon, you can be able to tell the very small, like the very drastic difference between the two. Mainly because this is the lower end, and this is actually more along the lines of, you know, my normal voice, only slightly more lower. But overall, it's basically just lip rolls. That's the best I can be able to do. Congratulations, late on 10K. I've been following you since 7K. Well, thank you very much. Congrats, Icey. I wasn't here for long, but congratulations. Anyways, on the questions, do you think about mangoes? And are you scared of spiders? I'm now thinking about mangoes, because it has now been the question. It's like, don't think of elephants. What am I thinking of? Elephants. And now, do you think of mangoes? I do think of mangoes, because I am thinking about it right now. And are you scared of spiders? In a way, but it's not like a phobia. Like if I saw one like above like my studio, or if I saw one outside, I'd be like, should I squash it? Should I not? Like, I have no idea if they're gonna bite me or poison me, but I mean, if they're like daddy long legs, I don't really care. But considering that Spider-Man is like my favorite Marvel superhero, I don't exactly have like a phobia of spiders, but it's like I'm selective as to my fear of said spiders. But if you're talking like, say, the spiders in like the Dark Souls games, those are terrifying. I'm just saying. But yeah. Let's see here. We have a few more questions. We're almost at the end. Thank you for bearing with me. What led you to begin doing ASMR on YouTube? I think I've already asked this question, but or answered this question, but a friend of mine introduced me to the world of ASMR, and I did like a comfort audio for an ASMRist that I was a fan of, like Saturn, and now I'm here. Let's see. Hey, Icey, my question is, when and how did you think of making an ASMR channel? Referring to the previous question I just answered, so just rewind at least like 15 seconds. Yay, congrats! Let's see. Congrats, hon. Congrats. I have 2 questions that will be, have you ever watched Demon Slayer? What do you like about anime? First question is, yes, I am caught up on season 2, and I've even watched the Mugen Train movie. Let's see. And what do you like about anime? Everything. But more specifically is that anime is like the medium that's like takes everything that's normal and then like ups it to 11. Like saying if someone's writing on a piece of paper in the world of anime, it'll be super epic, like insert the Death Note music. If they're eating a chip, and the world of anime is, I'll take a potato chip and eat it. Everything is made epic in anime. The opening themes, the music, the stories, the characters, the acting, the world itself. It's like, because in the world of like anime or animation, there are no boundaries. And anime takes the idea of animation and ups it to 11. So yeah. Let's see. Congrats, Icey. Yay! Yes! Let's go! And it's just the beginning. And that is all the questions. Yay! We have gone through this, and it has only taken about over an hour and almost 30 minutes. That's surprising. Okay, an hour and 24 minutes. Whew, okay. Well then, once again, thank you all so much. for your questions, and hopefully I answered them to the best of my ability. And thank you all so much for sticking around. There is more great content to come, and I'm hoping to push for more, stuff in the future. Definitely there is going to be an upload this week, this Sunday, and let's see if we can be able to reach 20K. If so, I will open up a Discord server. So until then, everyone, thank you again so much for 10K, and hopefully we'll get to 20K very soon. So until next time, stay cool and take care. Bye.